How to conquer inequality and greed. Why friendship should be our priority. We need a new approach to conquering inequality and greed. Our current approaches aren't working. Just 1% own over 82% of the wealth. Whilst the rich get richer, most of us struggle to pay our bills. Millions are unable to find enough to eat. Money and power have hijacked our governments so they can make their friends still richer at our expense. What can you and I do about it? Friendship seen in a new and practical way might give us the answer. How? Let's take a trip back to early man, to the origins of blatant greed. For millions of years, human beings wandered as hunter-gatherers. We found safety and security among close friends. Safety by protecting each other as a group from big scary beasts and other attacking groups. Security by hunting and gathering food better together than on our own. Friendship was critical to our survival and gave us comfort. Then, nature kindly allowed us to farm. We grew crops and cows, goats, and sheep. Where we once roamed, if food was scarce, now we grew excess. If we didn't grow more than we could eat in 1 year, we might not make it through years of storms or droughts. Farming created a desire for the excess we know as wealth. But new wealth came with big problems. No two farms will grow the same amount. When times are tough, others can come knocking, wanting what is ours. With wealth came a need to be able to keep it from others. We have two main ways we can do it. 1. Status. Be important to our community, like being a good healer, leader, or having critical skills, and others won't mind if we have extra. We survive, and others have a better chance of surviving too. 2. Power. We can buy help with our wealth or use threats and brute force to get more and keep it. Create farming, and we create powerful desires for wealth, power, and status. Now we have a bigger problem. Add bad seasons, more starvation and struggle, and our desires for wealth, power, and status go up. We want even more. This leads to brutal competition. We all want to make sure we have lots of extra, no one will take it, and we are prepared to get it at other people's expense. Soon we have a smaller number of people with most of the wealth, power, and status, and the rest of us with much less. We have gross inequality. We have a hierarchy with many people thinking they are better than the rest. Instead of trying to find safety and security through selflessly help of each other, they try to create it through wealth and power instead. This is life based on competition to get to the top. We know it as civilization. What does this brutal competition do to friendship? The greedy, those driven for ever more wealth, power, and status, don't care for true friends. Friends share. True friendship would lessen the greedy's wealth and power. Greed kills friendship. It doesn't want friends, it wants allies and people we can use to help us stand above everyone else. Greed creates disunity, a reliance on wealth over friends. It predictably creates a divided, unhappy society lacking friendship qualities of caring, sharing, valuing each other as equals, and treating each other with equal respect. It also makes us property to use rather than people. Something to exploit. It makes us into other people's slaves. If we want to live among a united, close community to eliminate hate, prejudice, inequality, poverty, homelessness, corruption, and fear, we need to cage our inner beast we know as greed. How? Friendship is an ideal cure. It satisfies our need for safety and security as nature intended. By deciding every day to put our 10 desires for friendship, such as caring, valuing, and respecting each other, ahead of our desires for ever more wealth, power, and status, greed, we create the sense of long-term comfort and satisfaction we all long for. We can conquer greed and inequality simply and effectively by regularly deciding to put friendship first. Wouldn't it be wonderful to live in a world filled with friendship, not greed?